Welcome back to the Poet's Corner. Hello, Hearts of Gold. We are back for rhyme. I am so excited. I'm knocking these out. Now, remember, class culture, these are going to go just for members only. And after January 30th, after my show about poetry, everything's going to be just for members. I just thought it would be fun to share these with everyone, you know, talk about memberships. Now, I won't run that commercial anymore starting February 1st. So the end of January, that's the last time you'll see it because it's on my upload list. But yeah, I have home run it. Shout out and bless his soul. Hank Aaron went home to glory today. So yeah, I've done it. I feel good. Point made. Moving forward. So yes, I'm super excited. So this is the second edition, or let's say episode. I like to call them episodes. Sorry. Regarding poetry and the Poet's Corner, because think about it. In the summer, we can have talk about poetry, we can have discussion, we can have panels, all that good stuff, because we will have covered it. and people have content, videos to click and to learn. So if this is something you're interested in, just go ahead and share them, watch them, take notes, go ahead and get that journal and try it. Don't be afraid. It's just poetry and it belongs to you. Everyone is a poet. Everyone from age 2, because children usually can start reciting things, you know, in their own cute little way, until 102. Poetry is ageless. All right, let's get into this topic. What did I want to say about this? Poetry, or not poetry, rhyme is the topic. Words with similar sounds. And you saw the definition before. And it basically had a cute little, you know, poem there. Cats sleep anywhere, any table, any chair. And I am going to share 4 tabs and a link. And as soon as I make this live, it should be down there. I'm doing really, really good. I'm trying to not create work for me. I don't want to be working on a video an hour after I do it. Nope, everything's in place. I record it, boop, ready to go. And I'm supposed to be on live. So you guys will see me in 30 minutes. You won't miss me. There's a bunch of live shows on now. So you won't miss me. I'll be there in 30 minutes. Okay, let's get on with the show because I want this done. Let me get, oops, I'm always hitting the wrong thing. So let me start sharing. I hoped you enjoyed your art smart filled day today. Yay. Welcome new members. Welcome new subscribers. Shout out to my day ones. Shout out to the diplomats. And I'll see my brass and sass in the chat in a little while. Shout out to the replay crew. So yes, let's get on with this subject of rhyme. I am not going to explain rhyme. No one here is 4 years old. It's your job to explain that to the lovely people in your family who do not understand it. So let's start out with this. Okay? Let's start out with the word poem. Because I thought about it. It was like, no, I am not going to sit here and try to convince you what the word rhyme means. That's not the point. The point is just to grasp what I'm saying and do it. Go. Hit the ground running. Try it. Okay? All right. Even if you write one poem in the whole of your life, done. And you'll be able to explain pieces of a poem. And again, what I like to do, basically, you know what this is, you guys? When I put in the word poem, all of my other searches come up. And that's why I'm taking pictures of this, because that's another reason why I like the Google. They remember you. They say, welcome back, Deirdre. Look at all the other things you put in regarding poems. So today we're just going to talk about poem. Shout out to Amanda Gordon. I cried like a baby at the inaugural. Bless her heart. I don't want to say she has big shoes to fill, but it was breathtaking and refreshing because I miss Maya Angelou. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to scare. That's it. That's all. When I saw her in the crowd with that yellow and red hat on, I said, who is that? And then they would skip over her here and there. I didn't read the inaugural program, but remember, you guys, I shared it in a link before. So I wasn't pressed about it. I was like, it is what it is. I was enjoying the day. I don't need to keep track. I was engrossed in the whole day. And I'm going to watch it again this weekend. Probably Saturday night before my Sunday news shows happen and football. So yeah, and I got to get up tomorrow and wash some clothes. Shout out to Amanda Gordon. All right. What does poem mean? Because really, honestly, you guys, I'm not going to sit here and read what rhyme means. I just said it. It's words with similar sounds, and that's kind of it. Now that in the end of the show, right? So, a composition in verse, something suggested, something suggesting a poem. I say something suggested, okay? Expressiveness, lyricism, formal grace, the house we stayed in, yada, yada, yada. It's a poem there, okay? Now, there are many, many types of poems. Here, I like this. Who is called poet? A poet is a person who creates poetry. End of bulletin, end of story. You're a poet. Welcome to the club. I've been a poet all my life. I have poetry from like 40 years ago. You're a poet. I'm not interested in being published. Maybe one day it might happen. I don't care. My poetry is for me. I have all types of poetry. I have poetry I will never share with anybody. I have poetry that one day, yes, I want to do something on film. I have another person I'm working with. I want her to do her poetry on film as well. So it has lots of meaning to the person who creates it, but it can also help others depending on what type of medium you put it in, whether it's a book, film, you know, open mic, whatever. There's no such thing as good or bad poetry. I will never enter a poetry contest. Never in the whole of my life. I think it should be against the law because it discourages people from ever doing it or trying it. I think it's quite disgusting. You should never judge someone's poetry. You can help them grow. You can help the manner in which they choose to express themselves, but you should never, ever, ever, in my humble opinion, that's why I'll never enter into a contest, tell somebody, well, you're number one, you're number two, and you're number three. Never, ever in life. My son is a poet. I'm sure he's still writing, but I hated it because he was an excellent poet in school, but the only avenues they had were contests, and I didn't like that because it discourages people. So yeah, so you are a poet. I'm a poet. You're a poet. We're a poet. We do poetry. A person is a poet who creates poetry. Poets may describe themselves as such or be described as such by others. Correct. A poet may simply be a writer. I'm a writer of poetry, or may perform their art to an audience. It's that easy. So when you put poem in the Googles, that's what you're going to get. Get your life. I'm not even going to do the image part. You know what to do at this point. So that's where I wanted to go with that. Okay. So what are we going to share next? I have 4 windows. Yes, I do. And a link. All right. So let me go back. I'm laughing at myself because these other windows I have for my next show. All right. To rhyme in poetry. Oh, let me go to rhyme first. I lie, huh? Okay. The only reason why I'm sharing this with you because their explanation is more in depth. But here, the first thing over here says a rhyme is a repetition of similar sounds. And that's what I said. Now, we're not going to talk about syllables and things like that yet. Okay? But here, I did like this. So I said, okay, I'll do this part. Correspondence of sound between words or the endings of words, especially when they are used at the end of lines of poetry. Those are mostly like our nursery rhymes. Everything at the end rhymes. Well, poetry comes in different forms and fashion, and we will get into that. So I did want to share that. You know, I'm not going to be salty about it. But when I looked this up in the imagery, there's really nothing there. So that's another reason why I didn't want to get into that. These next couple of links are fantastic. Where's my phone? Somebody's texting me. Here I come, you guys. It's probably somebody asking me if I'm coming on live. Nope. Okay, good. That means you guys are busy doing something else. Excellent. So what's the next thing I want to do? See, a lot of people don't understand how GG Darling operates. I operate 6 months in advance. This is for something that's happening 6 months from now. Okay, this is something that I'm laying down the foundation. People can get a head start, but I will have already done it. It's in place for people to come, look, watch, and learn. So I have been a businesswoman, I would say like 38 years now. I think I know what I'm doing. And it feels good. Everybody's opinion belongs to them. It does not belong to me. I can listen to your opinion, but I would have to say, show me your 38-year track record. And then that's the end of the conversation. So yeah, I enjoy what I'm doing and I am on track and I feel fantastic. So yes, let's get on to the next thing. All right. So we talked about poem. We talked about rhyme just a little bit. Now we're going to talk about to rhyme in poetry. Now it might be let me do this one first. Which one do I want to do first? Let's do this one first. Yeah, I knew it was going to be the images first. And that's okay. So when you pull this up, to rhyme in poetry, and this is down in the description box, this was a bit better. Okay, you know I like imagery. So the reason why I picked this one, when should poetry rhyme? Daily writing tips, is an awesome SASS Webby. Okay, so check that out. And also here, free verse poetry, haiku poems, couplet poems. We're going to go deep, deep, deep into that on the 30th. So I'm going to put this in my YouTube space and you will see this again on the 30th. Not today, but on the 30th, we're going to use the same exact link and talk about it. So yeah, I know I have it here, but I'm going to put it here again because why not? To rhyme in poetry. And you know me, right? The Google remembers me. I'm going to put in to rhyme and boop, this is going to come up. And as you can see, now I'm going to go to the top. Close your eyes if you get dizzy. Good imagery here too. That is the images. So I'll put images just to remind me that on the 30th, when we come back and when I private all of these, this is where I'm going to start off. So if you want to get a head start for on the 30th, this is where we're going to start, you guys. Okay, so I just wanted to share that. Now, the next thing I want to share, I wish I knew how not to go in and out. I don't. It is what it is, right? And then the next thing is just going to be a link. So here we are again. To rhyme in poetry. Now, this is the all tab. Okay, so the all tab gives me other options too. And you know me, here comes the screenshot. Listen, different examples, because I like to throw words around and see what comes up. Okay, to rhyme in poetry, rhythm in poetry, types of rhyme in poetry, rhyme scheme, example sentences, rhyme in English, what is rhyming words, all that good stuff. I did like this. Also spelled rhyme, R-I-M. A lot of people don't know that. The correspondence of two or more words with similar sounding final syllables placed so as to echo one another. That's why I did like this. Rhyme is used by poets and occasionally by prose writers, okay, to produce sound appealing to, some people say prose, appealing to readers' senses and to unify and establish a poem's stanzaic form or stanzaic form. Yes, probably zaic. So prose writers and zaic form. So, you know, these words you see like every blue moon. So it's like, it is what it is. So remember, we went from the images and this is the all. And I read that and went, okay. What I'm not going to do is try to get you to understand it. You have to figure it out. Look at some YouTube definitions. You'll get it. I think everyone knows what a poem and rhyming is. If you didn't, you know now. And you have your resources to get it. Okay? So if I go all the way down, there is a foundation. Okay? Oh, nope, that's not it because it's not in purple. Maybe it's on a different page. Let's go together. Let's go together. I'm looking for, there's like a foundation that I found, and if it's not on the third page, we're going to move on. Because I remember growing up, me and my brother were part of a poetry club, and I thought I had found it, and if I find it, you guys, later, here. Oops, spell right. Club, Poets Club. Let's see what happens. I know it's an org. Of course, they're going to give me everything in San Francisco, right? And we had to, it was kind of fun. You got a card. You had to pay every year. I remember my mom had paid for us, and we used to read poetry. We used to, of course, our poetry never, you know, measured up. But it was a good start in knowing, society. How about that? Knowing what societies were about, knowing that they existed, being a part of stuff. I used to put it on my resume that I was a part of a society. Here it is. I don't know why it's not purple. But it's called the Poetry Society of America. Like you saw there, it's been open since 1910. And I remember we used to have so much fun. You could become a member. You used to get a card and all this good stuff. Okay? So they do good things. You can read about it. You just learn. You get things in the mail. I haven't done it in a long time. I will probably do it because now my grandchildren are getting to that age where we can recite poems. Because why? You teach your children nursery rhymes. Nursery rhymes are poems. Psalms are poems. Shakespeare is poetry. So you're already involved in it. Okay, but it was just kind of nice. Okay, let's see. About us, shop, awards, events, features. So let's go back to the join. I hate this. Go away. Okay, become a member. Let's see what it says. So see, it's not a lot. Okay, and what you get is admission to events. It's a pandemic. You get postcards, you get a magnet, you're subscribed to a literary magazine, public space. So I don't know if they give you the card nowadays, but back then it was kind of cool. When you were young, you were part of Poet Society. You got to put on your resume. You got stuff in the mail, and it was fun. So here, let's see what you get for $100 a year. Okay. So you go to events. You go to awards, you get cards, the magnet, that's funny. Discounted subscriptions, a tote bag, winning volumes of stuff. But even, oh, wow, there's more memberships. But even if, oh, see, 1910. But even if you're not interested in this, all you got to do is go to the library and get poetry for free. Okay? And this is their shop. And I'm sure there's more than one society, but yeah, this was the society we were a member of when I was growing up. And they probably don't do the card thing anymore, which is kind of sad, but it is what it is. So maybe oops. I'm going to put that in my catalog file. Maybe I'll share that with you in the description box below. Am I, oh, I didn't say stop. Okay, here we go. I was going to say, am I stuck? So one more link. I'll be at my 30 minutes, and here I come live. Okay. All right. I'm super energized. I had a good day today. Okay. How to write a poem. Okay. This is a great website. I did share it. I'll make sure I'll share it again. Okay. And again, the topic today was about rhyming. And we looked up the word poem and poetry because that's what poetry is. When you think of poetry, first thing you really think of is rhyming. But here they talk about different schemes. Okay. Creative Writing Now. Okay. Is a Webby. They tell you ideas for story starters, poetry prompts, writing tips, how to write a story. Somebody, I forget what live it was, but somebody said something about writing a story. Here you go. Creative journaling, okay, a memoir, a script. Hello, production crew. Their courses. There's a blog. I used to be in blogs like 10 years ago. You couldn't tell me that wasn't where the world was going to start and end. But now we've kind of moved on from blogs. But yeah, I used to really be in the blogs. Now I'm a vlogger, meaning video logging. Blog is board, as in B-O-A-R-D. Type online and you post it to a board. That's blogging. It drives me nuts when I hear video folks saying they're bloggers. No, you're a vlogger with a V because it's a video. So anyway, that was a tangent, huh? But let's talk about rhyme schemes and we will be done. I will probably come back in 2 days and start this up again because I'm trying to get all my poetry stuff in before my show on the 30th. And today's only the 22nd. I just get in my groove and I go. So here we go. Okay. I was deciding if I wanted to read that. On this page, you'll find an introduction to rhyme schemes as well as links to learn about poetry writing topics. Okay? All right. There are many reasons why you might want to choose to use rhyme. To give pleasure, rhyme well done or done well is pleasing to the ear. It just sounds beautiful. It adds a musical element to the poem and it creates a feeling of rightness, of pieces fitting together. It also makes a poem easier to memorize. Very, very true. I often tell talent performers, even if your line doesn't rhyme, make it rhyme with something else or put it in your pencil, have it put a rhyme in there yourself. Just don't say it, but you'll be surprised how you remember a line. All right. And it creates a feeling of rightness, of pieces fitting together. It also makes a poem easier to memorize. Since the rhyme echoes in the reader's mind afterwards, like a melody, like a song. We can remember songs from when we were 10 years old. To deepen meaning, rhyming 2 or more words draws attention to them and connects them in the reader's mind. To strengthen form in many traditional forms, a regular pattern of rhymes are at the ends of the lines. This means that even if the poem is being read out loud, listeners can easily hear where the lines end, can hear the shape of the poem. Very, very true. Now, I'll only read a couple more, and then you will do your due diligence, right? Now, let's talk about this. Using off rhymes also gives you more choices of words to rhyme. Very true. Meaning, the longer the poem, the rhymes might be every fourth sentence or stanza, as they say. This often makes it possible to create more original and surprising rhymes. How many pop songs can you think of that rhyme heart with apart? And when you hear the words heaven above in a sign, in a song, you can bet that the word love is lurking nearby. Exactly. Love, above, apart, heart. Yeah. There are only a few words that rhyme with love, so they are using over and over again. They're used over and over again. I'm sorry, it's been a long day. Off rhymes can help to remove some of that predictability. Exact. I hate predictability. Whether it's a movie, a song, a poem, a conversation, a live, a person saying the same thing over and over again. I hate it. It's boring. Deirdre is out. I will put you, open tab, mute you, and just give you the hours. Because you're saying the same thing over and over again. That's why we're clean slate. Because I'm done. I don't care. Old lang syne. Done. Over. Okay? Don't do predictability in whatever you're creating. Can you imagine knitting the same pair of socks each and every year for 30 years? No. That means you're insane. So that you can come up with something more interesting. Turn the page. Now, I don't know if people are really paying attention to my intro, outro. It says, build on the new, don't look back. If your house burns down, you got to walk away from those ashes. Build the new. Do something unexpected. Start all over again with one person and build. You got where you are now. You'll be just fine. Let it go. Start something new. It's 2021, clean slate. I think you guys are getting me now. And I'm glad about it. Not that I wasn't having fun. Not that I wouldn't be up to the same thing because it's easy at this point in my life. But it feels so much better to do something more interesting. More interesting. Okay? Okay, rhyme schemes. And then that's it. Because I love doing this with you guys. The pattern of rhymes in a poem is written with the letters A, B, C, D, etc. The first set of lines that rhyme at the end are marked with an A. The second set are marked with a B. So in a poem with the rhyme scheme A, B, A, B, the first line rhymes with the third line. Okay? The second line rhymes with the fourth line. In a poem with the rhyme scheme A, B, C, B, the second line rhymes with the fourth because it's two B's. But the first and third lines don't rhyme at all. You might find the A after that second B and the C after the second A. It comes and goes. But that's how you mark it. Like we're going to be marking a script. If you want to mark your poetry, your lyrics, your song, your play, your book, mark it. Because every once in a while, it's kind of nice to have it in there. It really is. And we'll touch on that way in advance. Not today, but here you can see what they're talking about. You have A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, and G, G. And this is Shakespeare. We call him Bart. So shout out to, let me pull this up. So here we go. Sorry. Shout out to Scotty. It's beautiful. I'm not really into Shakespeare. I might take a class one day. It's just not really my jam. I'll listen to it all day. I'll watch Judi Dench in 1960 doing it, but it's not my jam. It's not really something I'm interested in. But you know how it is. When you're ambitious, you're like, okay, it's on the bucket list. Let's do it. Let's go. So you never know. I might do something with it, but there it is. You can read it. I'll give you the link. And there's a beautiful picture. We're going to end on that because we are flamingos. We are not buzzards. And it's 36 minutes. Thank you so much. We hit the subject of rhyme. I hope you guys are having fun. If you're new here, please subscribe, like, and share. We have lots going on over on my channel. We are Class Culture. We are Hearts of Gold. We have 3 segments over here. Monday is an interview. I will have more interviews in February. January just didn't hit for the interviews, and that's okay. And people, they were apologetic, but I tell them there's no reason to be apologetic. It is what it is. We are on track. So thank you very much for hanging out with me today to talk about rhyme. Remember, all of these videos after January 30th will always be for members only. I'm just giving you some little treats here and there because I want people to be in on it. For $1.99 a month, you don't have to steal it. You don't have to try to, gain access to it, on the down low. Just join, listen to them. There's no chat room. Nobody has to know you're a member over here. I won't, spill your tea or nothing like that. Unless you make a comment in a live, and it's okay. But I appreciate your time and attention, and let me know what you think down in the description box. Okay? See you next time. Bye.